Hey Scorpios, how y'all doing? Welcome. We are going to be doing your second half of June general reading here. Let's talk. In your meditation, I mean, it was very Pocahontas realness, really. I heard just around the river bend from the movie Pocahontas. I heard, can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Then I saw I saw healing port, as if there was a specific state. You know the end scene of Pocahontas, where John Smith in the movie, I know it's historically inaccurate, yada yada, but in the movie, John Smith goes back to England to heal because he's been wounded, right? He goes back to England to heal, and Pocahontas and her people are standing at the cliff and waving goodbye as he, moves across the ocean back to England to heal. And then I saw healing port. I feel like you are in a position and will continue to be in a position. I feel like you're going to be fully realizing the position that I'm talking about. And where you are, you are healing people on an individual basis, whether that's even a conversation that you have with, a colleague or a family member or someone, a new neighbor, whoever this is, and you are hearing them out and offering them a different perspective, and then they go forth and share that perspective with someone else who shares it with someone else. It's like the telephone game of healing, where it's like healing down the line. It's like one specific change results in a whole lot of change. Again, with that John Smith, in the movie, Pocahontas changed his perspective, right? And all of that crew's perspective about, what is considered human, what is considered, in the movie, what is considered, uncivilized and civilized, and what is right and what is wrong, and the black and the white of it, and all of this stuff, right? And so their perspectives change. And then they go back over to England and just think about the ripple effect, just, looking at it from this perspective, that would have had within the context of the movie. Okay? So this is interesting. I also saw, I feel like it's from this book, but I can't remember where I read it. I don't know if it matters. But there was a story that I read about this man who used to be a painter when he was alive. Okay, not a house painter, an artist who painted, pictures on canvas. And he was in a purgatory of sorts, okay? And his soul was trapped there, and he was only able to paint in colors of black and white. And it wasn't that he didn't have a full palette of all the colors of the rainbow to work from. The point was that he was limiting himself based on his own limited, vision of, self-sabotage, self-loathing, restricted vision. I'm hearing that you have a lot more paint to work with, a much broader palette to draw from and work and create from than you are currently allowing yourself access to. And I feel like it goes back to the Pocahontas. Don't Pocus my hauntus. The Pocahontas imagery of just around the river bend, right? The idea of the river as allowing it to flow and allowing yourself to be moved by the winds of change, as it were, and transformation. It feels like there is a word of, I don't want to say caution, but a loving word of prompting about allowing yourself to be moved and not letting the roots grow beneath your feet in a negative way to stay stuck in any one given position. It feels like you guys are in a very in a place where you're like a tree. You're being asked to allow yourself to transform into a river. I mean, it's like, oh, okay, that makes all the sense in the world. Let's just go with it. What's the animal energy for? Allow yourself to be moved and changed, and your perspective to be, I'm hearing to keep an open mind. Allow your perspective to be moved and evolve, right? Are you allowing for evolution, right? We have the golden egg on the bottom here, which is about inner truth and getting to the heart of something. Interesting. Oh, hello, owl. Hello. By the way, this key in this animal energy equates to the 10 of Cups, which is the rainbow energy there, painting with all the colors in the palette, colors of the wind, air animal here. I love it. So, owl, hi. This is seeing things clearly. The sun, Ted Andrews says in his Animal Speak book that the sun lives through the owl at night, meaning it sees equally well at night as it does during the day, right? So at nighttime, it might as well be in the dead heat of the sun. By the way, A collective energy, or an energy that has been coming up for the collective, has been the sun. The theme of the sun. The theme of illumination, truth, and also allowing yourself to receive the full benefit of the sun as well, right? It's a beautiful thing. So again, this is also about wisdom and knowledge. How does one become truly wise? Well, there's probably a lot of different ways, but how is one way that one becomes truly wise? By allowing oneself to have an open mind and see all sides and possibilities to something. You know how an owl, the image of an owl swiveling its head all the way around, that's what I'm getting from this, right? Something here. Also that bird's eye perspective as well of seeing, allowing yourself to see something differently through the eyes of somebody else. Okay? And then affecting that change one person at a time. Why am I getting this image of someone taking a baseball bat to something when it might be more effective to use a paintbrush? Just gonna leave that there to think on, or not. Okay. Yeah, moon energy here with the owl as well. And then we have on the bottom the moon here as well. That's fascinating. Okay. Be willing to be wrong. That's also the mark of someone who's wise. Be willing to be wrong, okay? And it's not that I'm saying you're wrong about me. I'm just saying, like, it's really about being an eternal student, hearing a lot of different sides to something, and things are not black and white. There's a lot of room for, again, I feel like there's a lot more colors or perspectives or tools at your disposal than you're currently seeing or allowing yourself access to. Indeed. Judgment. Are we getting a theme here? Judgment, you know, the first of all, major arcana. Okay, so this is some, you know, major soul lessons that you're working with here. You know, the tagline for this key is look back with pleasure. I feel like y'all get this a lot, actually. But I want to point out St. George's flag here, which is representative of England. Was I not talking about England in your meditation? Yes, I was. Anyways, judgment. This is about looking back with pleasure. This is about looking at your past in order to move forward. This is also sending healing to your past in all directions of time and space. This is what I'm getting from this. Sometimes, if we have not healed our past or given our full attention to it, allowed our neck to swivel all the way around to the back, right? And sometimes our past can inform our present and future behaviors on an unconscious level. That can be dangerous, right? If we're operating from a place of past judgment, past trauma, you know, past biases or prejudices, and we don't even realize that that's what's going on, that can be tricky when you're not aware of it. So this is just I'm getting this, you know, encouragement for you, right? To just send some love to the past and whatever areas this relates to, okay? And I don't feel like this is going to take 5 years either. I feel like it's, you know, you can do this a lot. I mean, I feel like some of you are going, okay, how do I do that? How do I do that? Okay, well, there's a lot of different ways to do that, but I find that a beautiful way to do that is to set the intention and then allow it, right? So this could happen. So what does that look like? That could be setting the intention to send some love to your past or get a clear vision on what could be affecting you from the past, right? Setting that intention just silently in your mind, and then, you know, you may have a dream that illuminates you. Or you may have a conversation with a friend who brings something up, who reminds you of something from the past, and then she recommends a book, or he recommends a book. Or journaling, or anything that gets you into a vortex energy where your mind is open and free. I feel like your mind is got a lot going on right now. And you're being asked to work smarter, not harder in that respect, okay? So we have the Five of Pentacles here with this water energy. Five of Pentacles, earth energy here. You know, the Five of Pentacles is feeling separate from what you desire or where you belong. Feeling separate from what you desire or where you belong. You know, 5 is also the number of change as well. Do you remember when I said that you felt like a tree and you were being asked to be a river? Are we literally looking at a tree and a river? Okay. Emotional nourishment, okay? Take a day off every once in a while. Is what I'm getting. Because I'm feeling a super hard vigilance in your energy, whether it's taking care of others, taking care of yourself. It feels like the mind won't be quieted. Listen, nobody's going to benefit from you if your well is dry. You must replenish your well, okay? Your emotional well, whether that's watching old movies or comedy routines on YouTube that make you laugh, or just spending a day out sitting on your back porch and drinking a lemonade. Refuel, okay? Replenish yourself and then go from there. 3 of Cups. This is like too good, actually. It's too good. It's too good. 3 of Cups. I'm obsessed with this. This is reunions. This is celebration. This is social activity. I do feel like, you guys, that the tonic is... Okay, listen. I'm not saying that the tonic is other people, because you can only really ever be your own tonic. Truth, okay? But I do feel like a tonic is remember how I said allowing yourselves the gift of a different perspective, or speaking with someone and really just kind of airing out some of this mental activity and emotional activity that's been going on. Remember how I said let yourself have a break, watch an old movie, or sit on the back porch with a lemonade, talk to your friend, whatever that is, go for a walk. This is a cause for celebration and being reunited and being very social. This is very auspicious to come up in a future position after the 5 of Pentacles. Okay? I feel like this is what will be if you allow yourself to be a river instead of a tree. Oh, Lord. Now she be rhyming. Okay. Judgment. I'm still hearing just around the river bend from Pocahontas. All right. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. 9 of Pentacles. See how first of all, traditionally speaking, more earth energy here. Traditionally speaking, the 9 of Pentacles is feeling very accomplished and independent and feeling good about where you've been and where you're going. So interesting. Now look at, she's looking at this wall. Look at, she's looking at this wall. Could we not interpret this as looking at the past in order to move forward? Look at her holding this bird. Can you see that? With the face blocker on. What is this? The eye mask, right? The hooded falcon, I think it's called, right? Looking back in order to move forward. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do feel like this wall, we can take this quite literally, and I feel like some of you are hitting a wall in some aspect of your life or perspective, okay? I keep hearing it. Allow yourself to be moved. Be a river. Go with the flow. Be in the ebb and flow of it. You are here and you are meant to help others in a big way. Remember I saw that healing port, right? But remember, you're not much use to anyone from an empty well. This is a time to really replenish yourself, right? The world and your great mission and purpose will be there after you do that, right? You know what I'm picking up on? There's a shadow energy present. What is that archetype? There's a shadow energy of a mentor here. Okay, fine. Because the owl is also about teaching and learning and studying and knowledge, again, with that Athena energy here. There is an energy here about the shadow aspect of a mentor. So when the mentor archetype is in alignment and in the light, okay, it understands, the mentor understands that it is an eternal student and thus is always open to learning and questions and being wrong. When it's in a shadow aspect, right? You know what I'm seeing that's really hilarious right now? If anyone has seen the movie Whiplash, J.K. Simmons' character of the teacher, of the professor, I think his name is like Fletcher in the movie, that is a mentor in a shadow archetype. That is a beautiful example. If you just want to look up the scenes, like type in Fletcher Whiplash on YouTube, and you can see the shadow archetype of it. I'm not saying that you are anywhere near that. It's just a funny example that you can go, oh my God. So, and I don't even really feel like you're fully in that shadow. I feel like it's coming in to inform you about, being in a place of an eternal student, okay? Now, this can also be about people around you, okay? People around you that are very firm in how they feel or they believe, and they're not really open to other points of view. And I feel like the point of this, my beautiful Scorpios, that there's a wealth of information and illumination around you, that it's about allowing yourself to see, okay? Allowing yourself to see it. there's this energy of going inside of yourself as well, where there's a lot happening internally. And I feel like there's a lot of gold in sharing with others and allowing yourself to have an external experience. Okay? 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. Hi, you talk about 5 Pentacles. Now, let's talk about the other side of this wish fulfillment. Everything has a light and a shadow energy, right? So the 9 of Cups here can also speak of an overindulgence of something. Remember how I said that it's in a, this is a tree in a river, and that it's also, it feels very internal, and it's about replenishing your own well here. And then we have the 9 of Cups here, which can be but be careful of any extremes, because it is this energy, I feel zebra energy too, where anything of an extreme nature could be doing more harm than good, especially if you're in a position where a lot of people, look up to you. Like if you're, I don't know, if you're like the matriarch of your family, and a lot of people look to you for advice or for your example, or if you're a parent and your children look to you as an example, anything where you're in a position of influence, you have a greater responsibility when you have other people watching you. You know what I'm saying with this? Okay, I'm getting Brene Brown, Daring Greatly. She talks about in that book about, and it doesn't matter if you don't have children, it's just like, go with me on this. She talks about how, kind of a key point of parenting, it's not about being the best parent. It's really about, or knowing exactly what to do. It's about exhibiting behavior in front of your child that is in alignment with, freedom to make mistakes. An acknowledgement of those mistakes. It's not about being perfect. It's about acknowledging that when you were wrong, and thus showing them that perfection is not it. It's not about being perfect. It's not about not stepping a toe out of line. It's about going, hey, I made a mistake, and now watch me make it right. Watch me acknowledge it, and then watch me make it right. Ooh, that feels important. I also want to point out how there's 3 people here, and then we have the 3 of Cups here too. That's interesting. That's interesting. See how they're building something here? And then what is she eating? I have no idea what that is. She's eating a granola bar or something. And see how she's eating it? There's something about, see how she's overseeing their work? Someone here is in a position of influence of some sort, okay? Okay. All right. 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is such a happy energy, and I'm really glad that it came up in the feature position for y'all. And again, that owl equates to the 10 of Cups, which is complete emotional fulfillment. I love it. Okay, I am not surprised at all. First of all, we have the Tower at the bottom here, Scorpio energy. Hello. The Hanged Man. Why am I not surprised? Around the 3 of Cups. Remember, this speaks of friendships, communication, celebration, getting together, right? With our powers combined, we are Captain Planet. The Hanged Man, major arcana here, is about taking a time out and being willing to flip your perspective. Odin, the great Allfather in Norse mythology, right? He took 9 days to hang upside down from the world tree without food or water or anything of comfort in order to gain what? Wisdom. Back to the owl. Now, I am not suggesting that you do that same thing. I'm not suggesting that. But I am saying that there are other perspectives and viewpoints and points of inspiration, I feel like, for some of you, especially the artists. Points of inspiration that are available to you that are going to come through other people or widening your scope and seeing something differently than how you're currently looking at it. Okay? And again, back to this tree versus river situation. Okay? Allowing your perspective to be flipped and really embracing the archetype of the eternal student. Okay? Really getting that. Eternal student. Okay, I want to get an angel for y'all. You're in a position of power. You're at a very pivotal point where it also feels like there's an opportunity here for a lot of emotional fulfillment and happiness and purpose. And I'm hearing satisfied, feeling like you did a job really well done and like you feel like you succeeded in what you're here to do. And that is no small thing, but there's also responsibility that comes along with that, right? Why do I feel like I'm talking to grad students as opposed to, like someone in grade school? Interesting. You know what to do. You know what to do. Archangel Uriel, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. This little light of mine. See how he's holding this candle flame amidst the night time. Back to the owl here. You know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Interesting, right? But see, I feel like the point of this is trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. I feel like the point here as well is about realizing that the truth of something, and I just go with me on this. This is how it's coming through. The truth of whatever this is that we're tapping into for you, inner truth, whatever, it is as why does this candle have a house? Why is it within a lantern? Why is it just not the candle itself? Because the flame is delicate and precious and is sensitive to the wind. Do you see where I'm going with this? It can be blown out at any time. One gust of air and it's gone, right? This is precious and sacred, and this is a point of illumination and inspiration, right? I feel like this is very precious, and you know, kind of the greater point of this is to really see these 3 panes of glass, and we're going back to the number 3 here as well. You know, the whole point of flipping yourself upside down for new perspective is to get that spark and that flame and that point of illumination, right? This comes after taking the time to discern it. And guess what? It is about connecting with others, but it's also, in part, a solo activity. You get the source of illumination, and then you take it within yourself and transform it and discern, right? Owls are not pack animals. Discern, right? How it equates to you and your path moving forward, and, you know, kind of, again, widening your scope of perspective and truth and knowledge and inspiration moving forward, right? This is really important. I feel like you guys are have a very particular why do I keep hearing, can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Oh, this does look a bit painted. Paint with all the colors of the wind. And then the wind comes out. There's a very distinct feeling here. Remember how I said it's the zebra energy of the black and the white in the middle ground, and then we have the owl here? I feel like this flame is representing a medium middle energy. Moderation, an energy of moderation. Anything that's of an extreme energy, one way or the other, does not feel like the ticket right now. It just doesn't. And I feel like that is going to relate for each of you in really different and specific ways, okay? Because again, we have the 9 of Cups here, which is wish fulfillment, but it's also about an overindulgence on its shadow end. You have 2 9s here, which represent endings before the full completion of a cycle comes back around to the 10. Right? With the 10 of Cups, the owl there. Remember, refill your own cup and realize that this is a moment in time where you have an opportunity to tap into something and see something in a different way that can really positively affect your path going forward, and that can transform the lives of a lot of other people. As a result, I also feel like this is for someone who, again, I keep going back to this, is someone who's in a position of influence, or someone who's looked up to by others, by their kids, or by, you know, their family, their friends, whatever have you. You have an influence around that, a responsibility around that, and something very specific to say and share with the world. And I feel like this is also about you sharing your light and inspiration with the world, and that's really beautiful. Remember how I said, why do I feel like I'm talking to like a graduate school group as opposed to, and then we have this gray hair here? Wisdom is at the core of this. You are on a path to share your wisdom with others in a very defined way. And so allow yourself to be owed and allow yourself to have your perspective flip. Look at all of these people. Now they look angry, but they're giving their what to around this. Okay? How you see things is not wrong. Let me just be very clear about that. It's not that I'm not getting that how you're seeing things is not wrong. It's just there's more information available to you than you're currently taking in, right? So it's like, the best way I can think of is like, why, you know, have one serving of pudding when you could have, you know, a serving of pudding and a cookie sitting on top, and it's kind of like, but I'm just going with the food analogy here. So there's an opportunity for more, but where you are is in a really beautiful place, and you have this opportunity to take your knowledge and assimilate it and really share it with the wider collective and really incite great healing change. And that is freaking stunning, and I'm excited for you. Okay, my beautiful Scorpios, this is your second half of June general reading. A last note, the summer equinox, Litha, solar activity on the June 21st, that feels incredibly important for you as well. Maybe do something on that day to set an intention to connect with yourself, either through journaling, ritual, or quiet time with music, seeing someone sitting by a fire. Okay. Oh, like the candle in the lantern there. Okay, darlings, second half of June general reading. I so hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, thank you so much for being here, but most of all, thank you for being you, and be well. Until next time.